During an interview at Face to Nation, Ukraine's President Zelensky and European leaders are heading to Washington after President Trump's tense summit with Vladimir Putin ended without a ceasefire. Putin is demanding more land and new conditions, while Zelensky refuses to surrender territory. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says real peace will require painful concessions from both sides, but stresses that Trump has made ending the war a top priority. Tomorrow's talks in Washington could mark the next step toward either breakthrough war, deadlock in the bloodiest conflict Europe has seen since World War II.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky and other European leaders are heading to Washington Monday to meet with President Trump to discuss next steps following Mr. Trump's meeting with Vladimir Putin. The awkward conclusion to Friday's summit yielded no formal agreement, with Vladimir Putin still insisting that Ukraine turn over the lands seized by Russia in the war, plus additional territory, something that President Zelensky continues to refuse. We begin with Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who attended those talks in Anchorage. Good morning to you, Mr. Secretary.
Good morning. Thank you.
Vladimir Putin did not give President Trump the ceasefire he sought, and now Putin says the root causes of the conflict have to be resolved in a peace agreement. Isn't the root cause the fact that Russia invaded in the first place?
Well, ultimately, yeah. But I mean, what he means by root causes is this long historical complaints that we've heard repeatedly. This is not a new argument. He's been making this for a long time. And it's the argument that it's Western encroachment. I don't want to get into it. It's just so long. But the bottom line is that we're not going to focus on all of that stuff. We're going to focus on this. Are they going to stop fighting or not? And what it's going to take to stop the fighting. And what it's going to take to stop the fighting, if we're being honest and serious here, is both sides are going to have to give, and both sides should expect to get something from this. And that's a very difficult thing to do. It's very difficult because Ukraine obviously feels, harmed, and rightfully so, because they were invaded. And the Russian side, because they feel like they've got momentum in the battlefield and frankly don't care. Don't seem to care very much about how many Russian soldiers die in this endeavor. They just churn through it. So I think what the president deserves a lot of credit for is the amount of time and energy that his administration is placing on reaching a peace agreement for a war that's not a war that started under him. It's it's on the other side of the world. That said, I mean, it's relevant to us, but there are a lot of other issues he could be focused on. So tomorrow we'll be meeting with President Zelensky. We'll be meeting with European leaders. We just met with Putin. He's dedicated a lot of time and energy because he has made it a priority of his administration to stop or end war, stop wars or prevent them. And right now, this is the biggest war going on in the world. It's the biggest war in Europe since World War II. We're going to continue to do everything we can to reach an agreement that ends the dying and the killing and the suffering that's going on right now.
Well, I mean, you know this well, how long